Jacob Townsend. In fact, he signed for Southport Sharks, I saw overnight. I was pretty sad when I heard that he'd pulled the pin yesterday. It was made official anyway. An absolute roller coaster of a career, wasn't it? The highest of highs and the lowest of lows. If you go back over the timeline of things, have a listen to this. He was a zone selection at GWS, fell out of favour, traded to Richmond, delisted and re-rookied by Richmond. A year later, delisted by Richmond for good. Joins Essendon in the supplemental selection period. Delisted by Essendon. Rookied by Gold Coast. Delisted by Gold Coast. Overlooked by Gold Coast in the rookie draft. Invited to train on, but turned that down to call it quits. So at the end of that, Kane, 62 games, 10 years, 4 clubs. What an amazing journey.
Oh, it is. And we celebrate the superstars of the game and those that win all these achievements. What is equally impressive is the journeyman. And we've seen them over the years. And send us through your temper text. But 10 years, 62 games, 6 games a year across, what was it, 3 clubs with all those bits and pieces that you just, there you go. And I think we're going to speak to him, aren't we?
We're going to speak to him tomorrow, which will be great. He actually did an interview with Cal Toomey on the AFL website yesterday, which is a great read. And there's an anecdote there because he'll be forever remembered by Richmond fans for that late 2017 blitzkrieg, won't he? When he just caught fire, broke into Richmond's team. Now, Dimmer tells him, Cal reported here, in round 22 when he came in, all he needed to do was kick 6. Towner, all you need to do is go out there and kick 6 and you'll stay in. And that's exactly what happened. He did kick 6, and then he kicked 5, kept his spot all the way through to the drought-breaking premiership where he kicked 2 in the win over the Crows.
It was at Carlton that Carlton fans remember that the player that they had, nicknamed Rhino.
Luke O'Sullivan.
That's it, who was just one of those journeymen. I'm not sure in terms of... He played 50 games, I think, after a long period of time. But those players that scrap and fight and toil and great clubmen don't get the massive amount of games but have a huge impact on the clubs that they're at. So if you've got a favourite one of those, I played with a guy called Toby Thurstons who was instrumental in our premiership and just stuck around for 10 years. It took him 5 years to get his first game. It was extraordinary.
I went to school with Emu. He was an absolute pest, Toby Thurston. So he would have been right at home in that environment. Emu. No, I was rapt that he got that premiership and kicked a few snags too on the day. He'll forever have that. The big Emu. He didn't have a future at school. I can tell you that much. He was an absolute pest. Right, time for the 7:30 news headlines. I know he's not listening. We're off to get him a cafe coffee. We're back with more shortly on Summer Breakfast. Welcome back to Summer Breakfast. Champions League score update. If you don't want to know them, then just turn us off for a second. AC Milan lead Liverpool 1-0. Ajax have had their game against Sporting Lisbon levelled 1-1. The Portuguese have squared it up. Real Madrid still up 1-0 against Inter. And Borussia Dortmund lead Besiktas 1-0. Toby Thurstons, we just left the conversation on, Kane. Your old teammate, my old schoolmate. I've always wondered something, and Nathan's plucked this out, a bit of audio for us. Now, you might not know the answer to this, but when everyone goes up to receive their premiership medal, it's a very special moment. I mean, it's a lifetime's work for a lot of people, a lifetime's dream since you're a kid. You're up there on the dais with your medal. You might never get back there again. You want to commemorate it and remember it for absolute ever. It's a special moment. You never get it back. This was Toby Thurstons on the podium in 2004.
Cat dog.
Cat dog. What was that?
Well, he's been asked about this a few times, I believe. So I believe it was a Nickelodeon show and there was a character that was half cat, half dog.
Right.
Now, why he chose to...
Is that a dare or something?
At that moment, I think it was a dare. I think it's
bet gone wrong.
The town that Toby Thurstons grew up might have been
Crib Point.
Crib Point. Yeah, it was Crib Point.
So not a town you sort of go out of the way to visit, to be honest.
I think he had some rough and ready mates in Crib Point that may have dared him to say that in that moment. So, yeah, not his. Maybe not his finest. It wasn't a Shane Crawford moment, was it?
No, it wasn't you were wrong or anything like that either. It wasn't.
Here it is.
It wasn't here it is. No, it wasn't Paul Roos's here it is. It was cat dog.
Cat dog.